Okay, so I'm gonna come out and say what I feel about this whole Charlie Kirk situation. And I don't give a fuck how y'all feel, but I'm gonna say what need to be said. You feel me? Charlie Kirk was not a saint. He was not a saint at all. Y'all trying to paint this man as if he was more innocent than he was. You trying to paint this man as if he was somebody that needed or deserved like patience or anything like that. I'm gonna say this to you. Okay? I'm gonna say this to you. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. He was not a saint. And you know what? No. I was watching like Your Rage, right? I was watching Your Rage, and I hope this video finds him. I hope this video finds him. Because what I hope is that his supporters actually give him some chance to educate himself. Let me help y'all out, okay? First of all, the whole violence is not the way thing. Violence has been the way for a long time in this country. Okay? Been a long time. That man deserved to get shot. Why? Because Hitler deserved to get shot. Did he? No. But he did. Oh, I can hear y'all right now. I can hear y'all right now talking about, oh, you're trying to compare two different people who did two different things, who had different types of influence to each other, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, let me tell you some similarities about the two. First of all, Hitler never hurt anyone in person. He never hurt anyone in person. He actually came into power running his mouth. Running his mouth. He actually came into power running his mouth. Just telling people that it was okay to hurt and kill people. Isn't that the same thing what Charlie Kirk does? Is it not the same thing? I don't understand where this whole disconnect is coming from between y'all and accountability. Not to mention that when we talk about pedophiles, cannibals, and other people who hurt people for fun, like Ed Gein and Ted Bundy and the rest of them, we say things like, oh, society should be able to, drag these people out of their house or, hurt them or whatever like that. And it's like, do you not know what you're saying? You don't know what you're asking for? Like, you're asking for people to take it upon themselves, which is what just happened yesterday. You're asking people to take it upon themselves. You're asking people to go out of their way to cause violence. Hitler is not the only one who came into power. Let's talk about history, okay? Hitler was not the only one who came into power running his mouth. Machiavelli came into power running his mouth. The Roman Empire itself came into power by running their mouth. And violence, and blood. And blood and violence. Like, what? You mean to tell me that you don't know history to the point where you are just that ignorant about what's happening in the world? This doesn't make any sense to me. Violence is not the way. No, violence has been the way for thousands of years. Every society has been built on violence, blood, and war. Except this current society. The internet era is the only one that has not been born out of war. Only one. Only one. But let me educate y'all real quick, right? For the creators and the people that's trying to make money off of this by saying or playing moral superior. Let me educate y'all a little bit. Violence bought something that we use right now less than 100 years that we got less than 100 years ago. You want to know what that is? That is the Department of Labor. Okay? Let me tell you a little story. Okay? The story is, once upon a time, it was not legally required for businesses to pay their workers. And they didn't. As the businesses got more competitive, they started to overwhelm or step over the line of what's legal and what should be. It was very well known at the time that you were supposed to pay people out of honor. But as the businesses lost that because of their manipulative and predatory practices, they began to become, let's say, emboldened by the bullshit that they wanted to predicate onto the world. Okay? So they decided, I don't really have to pay you. You work, yeah, but I don't really have to pay you for shit. And then the people, they was like, no, we can't have that. So it got to a point where they wasn't able to feed their families. It got to a point where they weren't able to work and be comfortable at work, doing work, knowing that they're not getting paid. Okay? So they protested. Oh yes, they protested. They flooded the streets with people. And the government started taking way too long to respond. Way too long. No media coverage. No presidential coverage. No speeches. No coming out with press releases and statements. None of that. Okay? Back then we had the radio. So it was very easy to jump on the mic and start talking, blah, 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 blah. And it was over. But they didn't do that. They didn't know what people wanted them to do. So you know what? Some red-blooded Americans, groups of Americans, they said, look, we're not waiting for you. They went straight into these businesses, dragged the owners out into the streets, and stomped them into the pavement. They beat them to death in the streets. They beat them to death. Bats, pipes, knives, construction boots, honey. Fucking everything you could imagine. Anything they could reach, they was beating them with it. Killed them in the streets. Only after enough of them died did the government be like, oh, we're going to give you a whole department and make it legally required for them to pay you money. Notice how they did not say livable wages, because they thought that plain English meant plain English. But manipulators don't like to play fair games. So what had happened was, right, they didn't play fair. So people complained again. And they said, this is not enough. You're paying me too little. We need a minimum. And that's how we have the minimum wage requirement in America. We kill people. I don't want to hear violence is not the way, because it is. It gets shit done. It does. It gets shit done. Because y'all asses ain't going to do nothing. Y'all ain't going to do shit. And you know what? I'm going to say that this is exposing y'all. This is exposing a lot of y'all. You're comfortable. Rage. The thing that pissed me off about Rage, and I watched his video this morning. He just dropped this shit this morning, and I'm talking about it because what pissed me off about your video was like you taking this stance like, oh, it affected me to watch him get shot like that. You know why? Because you troll. You be trolling a lot. You piss people off for fun. And now that somebody lost their life because they pissed people off, of course that's going to affect you, because you do that shit for fun. Now you realize that there's consequences, because you didn't think that there was going to be consequences to your actions. You didn't think there was going to be consequences to what you had to say or how you moved in this world. You thought it was all fun and games. And you know what? Some of y'all creators, not Rage, because he didn't, I don't see him expressing any of the conservative BS. I didn't watch the whole video, by the way. I just got pissed off and was like, nah, I'm going to make a video of my own. But, like, It's a lot of closeted conservatives coming out over this event. I saw so many people taking this stance. And I'm like, what's up with you? What's up with you? Because if 2 + 2 = 4, then we shouldn't have a problem with what's going on with this person, what happened to him. Like I said, many dictators came into power and got a lot of people killed the same way Charlie Kirk made money. People like Charlie Kirk, Ben Shapiro, Cartier family, Officer Tatum, Hodge twins, and the rest of them conservative people, Matt Walsh, hello, they deserve this. You know why they deserve it? Because they opening the door for everybody else. If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. If it's good for somebody else, it can happen to you. If you allowing this to happen to someone else, then we can allow it to happen to you. What you put out comes back to you. I don't understand why we having this conversation. I don't understand why we having this conversation. Like, at all, bro. Like, at all. I don't understand. I don't even understand why we having this conversation. It's very, very apparent that a lot of y'all have the same values. You feel the same way. And you're scared to come out and say what you want to say because you're scared somebody is going to hurt you for it. And that is a good thing to me. That is a good thing to me. Because a lot of y'all are very bold. Very bold and very disrespectful. You want to be bold and disrespectful, but you don't want consequences. You don't want nobody to confront you. You don't want nobody to get mad at you, yell at you, punch you in your mouth, all that. You don't want nobody to do that. But the truth is, that's how we got everything in this world. Fighting people over what they believed. The Crusades, that was about religion. Not race. Well, it was about race, but it was about race and religion. People who were different, who believed different, fighting for hundreds of years, mind you, over items that they themselves didn't even believe in. Hello? That war ended over the return of the cross of Jesus Christ. The Muslims had the cross from Jerusalem because they controlled Jerusalem at the time. And then they said, we'll give you back the cross if you stop fighting us. And that's what happened. Violence has been the core crux of our society for years. Many years, thousands of years at this point. When did you think that shit went away? And now that we're seeing violence again, you want to pretend to be a saint? Huh? You want to pretend to be a saint? Oh no, violence is not the way. He didn't deserve it. He didn't deserve this. If you can attack people for what they believe in, then that sets a very dangerous precedent. Yeah. Isn't that not the same precedent that was being set by the Republicans? Is that not what him and his ilk kept portraying in this world? Is that not it? I'm so confused here. So confused. Elders, you should know better. You should know better. Y'all come from whoop your ass. You should know better. Y'all should know better than to come out and be defensive about this. No. I don't want to get shot. No, I don't want to go out there in the trenches. I don't want to stand out there and be in the middle of warfare. Too fucking bad. You hate living the way you live. And somebody's going to do something about it. Whether this means war, civil war, revolution, you're going to have to do something. If you're going to stand on the sidelines, be my guest. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And don't blame me. I'm just telling the truth. It's going to happen, babe. It's going to happen. Whether you're ready or not. It's going to happen. And y'all need to understand that people who are going through this time, They are upset. Content creators are not the majority of everybody in the world. So you might think you're fine as a content creator because you got money, because you got safety, because you can go somewhere. But the truth is, the entire world feels this way. The money system as a whole is the problem. But we're not ready for that conversation. Are we? Because I don't give a damn. I'll make a video about it. Okay, just to let you know. I will make a video about it. However, I want you to understand that life is different. This is not the 1900s. This is 2025. Ain't nothing new under the sun. And history repeats itself. And here we are again. At the end of civilization. Yet again. Because elders don't know their fucking place as part of history. Elders don't want to let the children lead. They don't want to listen to reason. It's really old people. Every single time we come to this point, several things happen in sequence. You don't believe me? Look it up. Every time we've ever come to this point in history, it's always because of some shit happening. The elders get rich. They too stubborn to move out the damn way. They hold all the money, and then they start doing narcissistic shit to stop the kids that they're jealous of, to stop youth that they're jealous of. The elders start holding on the money. They don't want to take advice because they think they know every fucking thing, and they fucking don't. They think they're better than youth. They think they're better than young people. They think they know how to move forward in the future, knowing that it's not their place. The future is not yours. It belongs to us, the young people. I'm a member of Gen Z. I'm 27. I was born in 98. Everybody older than me in my family is millennial and up. And you know what I see? Let me tell you what I see. I see bullshit. I see fear. I see weakness. I see laziness. Elders, you don't say you're lazy? Why you didn't take your ass to the ballot box this past election? All you have to be is 35, a natural born citizen, and have lived in the U.S. for 14 consecutive years. Most of us have that. I have that, except I'm not 35. Why didn't you take your ass to the ballot box? Donald Trump is a TV personality. If he can do it, literally anybody else is qualified. Literally anybody else. If LeBron took his ass to the ballot box, he'd have won because he's LeBron. Why are you not getting your ass up? That independent box for the ballot, that's for us, the people. I don't think y'all understand how this system works. Or you're not trying to understand. Mind you, I looked this up myself to see how everything works. So I could see, like, if I could advise people on how to make a plan, how to make moves and whatever. But the truth is, like, I got 8 years before I'm able to go. And I'm among the oldest. I'm one of the first of Gen Z. I still got 8 years until I'm 35. Y'all need to do something. Y'all need to do something. And that lack of doing something is why I say y'all lazy. And it just is what it is. Y'all are annoying. Up your own ass. Majority of y'all, not all of y'all. You're up your own ass sometimes. You're too prideful to take advice. The people in charge, most of them are too old to look at young people and be like, you're right. You're right. I really should step out of the way. This is your world now. I'm going to let you have it. No, they don't do that. They just be like, oh, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? But you cannot continue doing this anymore. And I could go on forever. But the truth is, like, it's a lot of problems that we have. And violence is not really one of them. We're actually doing a whole lot better than the media would have you believe. America is a whole lot better as a country than the media would have you believe. Honestly. Because if I broke down the numbers to you, which I could do that. Ask for it and I'll give you a video. But we're doing a lot better. A lot better than we really think we are. You feel me? And violence is what it's coming down to. It just is. Violence is coming down to, this is what violence is coming to in this world. Revolution is going to be violence. It's going to be the losers versus the victors. And the victors are going to tell the story of history. That's how it always goes. We have to do something. If you ask me though, right? If you ask me how I would handle it, I would just say, we just stop using money. It's simple. It's direct. It's to the point. It handles the problem directly. For example, the value of money across the world is based on the value of people who use it. Well, the amount of people who use it, or want to use it rather. So the economy of a country is based on how many people want to use the currency of that country. How many people want to go there, live there, and make progress there. So if we are the ones who have to value the dollar, the yen, the rupee, whatever you want to call it, right? If we stopped caring, all those values should drop to zero. All those values should stop to zero. If we made our own trade system, billionaires wouldn't matter. They would instantly become broke if we changed the trade system. What if we went back to the old trade system and was like, let's trade fish again. Let's trade berries again. Let me grow something in my garden and then grow, some stuff again. Let's actually do stuff like that. Why don't we? Oh, because it's legal. Like that stopped us before. I want y'all to understand the things that you don't do are the reason why things are happening the way they're happening right now. We sat on it. And it's coming out to be that we shouldn't have sat on it at all. We shouldn't have sat on it at all. It's coming out to be that we should have did something earlier. Elders, we should have did something earlier. I love y'all. Everybody. But y'all lazy as hell. I love America. I do. It's a racist, misogynistic, fucked up place to live in. But I love it. Because of the good things that happen here. And I'm tired. I'm tired of the fighting, of the ignorance. Fucking bugs. Anyway, I'm tired of the fighting. I'm tired of the ignorance. I'm tired of the disrespect. I'm tired of it all. So, I'm just going to lend my voice to the crowd of others and see how that works out. But at the end of the day, though, stop. Either fight or stop bullshitting. Get in the way. Or, you know what? No. What did they say? Get on board or get out the way. What you waiting on?